Hey guys, this is Austin, and today I'm here with what should be a simple question. Which is the best iPad? Take a look at Apple's site though, and you'll see 4 iPad models in 20 different configurations, ranging from $300 to $930. Before we even get into the video, absolutely ignore the iPad 2. It's coming up on 3 years old, it doesn't have a Retina display, it's got a much older design, and it's still $400. Just stay away. That leaves the first generation iPad mini with Retina, and the iPad Air. To start with, let's take a look at the physical designs. There's a lot of DNA share between all three. You're essentially looking at a slab of aluminum and glass, and hands down these are the best built tablets you can buy. The original iPad mini is actually slightly thinner and lighter than the new Retina model, which is a trade-off considering that the newer model does have a better display and a bigger battery. In use, they feel great in the hand, even for longer periods, and I'm still convinced this is the perfect size for a tablet. The iPad Air is quite a bit larger, however it's surprisingly light for the size, which considering it's called the Air maybe isn't such a surprise after all. It's definitely an improvement over earlier iPads, however it is a two-handed device. One disappointment across all three are the speakers. Now they sound alright, but the problem is both speakers are on the bottom, which absolutely ruins any sort of stereo sound. You'll also find cameras on the backs of the new iPads. They take pictures and video, and you shouldn't use them because you look totally ridiculous when you try to take a picture with an iPad. Definitely the biggest difference between the iPads though are the screens. The iPad minis both sport a 7.9-inch display, where the iPad Air has a much larger 9.7-inch screen. I won't get too much into the actual size of the screens, as this really comes down to preference, but the mini tends to work a little bit better for portability, where the Air is a little bit better for creation. Where there's definitely no debate is how these screens look. The first iPad mini is flat out disappointing. You're looking at a resolution of 1024 by 768 versus the 2048 by 1536 on the iPad mini Retina and iPad Air. As far as the actual quality of the screens go, it definitely favors the iPad Air. Even though on paper it's got a slight disadvantage in pixel density, but the colors are better calibrated. The Retina mini isn't too far off, but again the original mini falls way behind here. And that's really where you're saving the $100 by buying the old iPad mini as opposed to the new one, as Apple pretty much takes that directly out of the screen. So for some people it's something that you can get used to and that'll be fine. However for me, having a Retina display makes it so much more usable. Getting to the specs, we're looking at the older Apple A5 in the original Mini compared to the Apple A7 in the iPad Air and Retina Mini. Geekbench shows a huge gain in performance with the Apple A7 equipped iPads, and you'll see a similar gulf in gaming with GL Benchmark. However, numbers and benchmarks aren't everything. In actual use, there's not anywhere near as big of a difference. All three run the same apps, and for the most part things run nice and smoothly. You'll see the occasional hiccup on the original Mini, but performance really isn't a major issue for any of the iPads. That said, the Retina Mini and Air both come with much better specs, and they do tend to run a bit smoother, and more importantly load apps faster and handle games easier. So to break it down, let's start with the original iPad mini. It's by no means a bad tablet, however for $300 I would much rather go and buy a Google Nexus 7 and save myself the extra $70. The iPad Air on the other hand is basically the best 10-inch tablet you can buy. It's gotten faster, it's gotten thinner, it's gotten lighter, and it still has that awesome Retina display. However for my money, the iPad mini with Retina is the sweet spot. It has pretty much all the same power and performance and screen from the iPad Air, however it does it with a much more compact form factor, and you get to save $100 in the deal. Hard to argue with that. So what do you guys think? What's your pick for a tablet? Let me know in the comments below. Also, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel so you're always kept up to date with videos like this showing you the latest and greatest. Anyway guys, I will catch you next time.